Hey movie lovers, today we're diving into a thrilling sci-fi action movie that starts with a journey across the cosmos. Picture this, we zoom through a mesmerizing nebula and touch down on Samaris, a planet where we meet our main man Mills, chilling with his wife and watching their daughter Naveen play on the beach. Naveen's got a cute little struggle going on trying to whistle, so Mills jumps in to teach her his master technique. They're having a blast, laughing it up until we're suddenly whisked away to a spaceship zooming through the stars. Our brave pilot Mills is on a 2-year mission to find a cure for Naveen's illness, but as luck would have it, he runs into an asteroid belt. And yeah, you guessed it, his ship gets hit by asteroid debris, and it's a bumpy ride to a mysterious planet called Earth. Sounds like an epic place, huh? When Mills crash lands in a swamp, he's the only one left alive on the ship, with the other passengers tragically tossed out during the chaos. He sends out a distress call and starts exploring the unknown world, finding out that, hey, the air's pretty breathable. Soon after, he discovers a young girl in cryostasis who miraculously survived the crash. As he carries her to safety, he stumbles upon a massive clawed footprint in the mud. Talk about a plot twist. Now we learn that 65 million years ago, there was a mysterious visitor on Earth. Intrigued? You should be. Enjoy the rest of the recap. So Mills wakes up the next day, ready to do whatever it takes to save the girl. He tries using the ship's computer to find the other half of the vessel, but no luck. Undeterred, Mills goes out to explore. He stumbles upon some massive bones. Looks like there are some pretty big ass predators around. While he's out, he gets blasted by a hot geyser he didn't see coming. Ouch! After recovering, he spots something shiny in the distance, and what do you know? It's the other half of the ship on a far-off mountain. Mills is just starting to plan his next move when he spots a T-Rex in the distance, but is attacked by a small dinosaur out of nowhere. After a tough tussle, he manages to take it down with his gun and keeps smashing it until it's dead. But wait, there's more. He hears strange noises coming from the woods and finds out that Koa, the girl, has wandered off from the ship. Mills chases after Koa, and they both end up tumbling down a ledge, landing right next to a huge dead dino. The trees start shaking, and an even bigger beast is on its way. Mills grabs Koa and makes a mad dash back to the safety of the ship. He is tending to Koa's wound, but there's a bit of a language barrier since the ship's translator is out of commission. Mills gets creative, using red powder to draw the mountain on a tablet, explaining that's where they need to go to escape. Koa chimes in, drawing her parents and mentioning family. To keep her calm, Mills lies, saying her family is waiting on the mountain too. Mills then sends out another SOS, letting people know he's found a survivor. Meanwhile, Koa discovers recordings of Naveen. As she watches, we learn that during the first year of travel, Naveen's illness worsened, landing her in the hospital. Her messages to Mills start off happy, but over time they become tinged with anger because he wasn't there for her. Mills catches Koa watching the tapes, quickly shuts them off, and decides it's time to leave. With supplies in hand, Mills and Koa embark on a treacherous journey through the wild, keeping quiet to avoid unwanted attention from hungry predators. As they help each other along the way, they grow closer. Koa spots something glowing red in the sky but doesn't say anything. Eventually, she gets bored and starts pelting Mills with berries she found. Mills isn't having it though. He scans the berries, reveals they're poisonous, and tells Koa to knock it off. He has a close encounter with a gigantic bug, and when he squishes it, his hand gets covered in some seriously sticky goo. He tries to wipe it off on a tree, but ends up with bark stuck to his hand, much to Koa's amusement. Mills gets playful, chasing Koa with his messy hand, but their fun is cut short when a small tree falls nearby. They hear some strange noises and find a little dino trapped in a pit of some sticky goo. Koa's got a big heart, so she runs to help it out, even though Mills thinks it's too risky. He reluctantly helps her finish the rescue. The freed dino doesn't get far before it's attacked and killed by a pack of predators. Mills pulls Koa into hiding so she doesn't have to witness the gruesome scene, but she knows what's happening and can't help but cry. With heavy hearts, Mills and Koa continue their journey, stopping by a waterfall to clean up and refill their water bottle. Mills is worried about the state of his stomach wound, but seeing Koa's resilience reminds him of Naveen, giving him the strength to press on. Koa finds some beautiful flowers and pesters Mills until he lets her put one in his hair. When Mills' scanner loses track of the mountain, he climbs a tree for a better view. But of course, things don't go as planned. A bug lands on his hand, and in his attempt to shake it off, he breaks a branch and falls, dislocating his arm. That must hurt. While Koa helps Mills push his arm against a tree to try to put it back into place, their noise attracts a group of dinosaurs. Talk about bad timing. Mills tells Koa to run while he deals with the dino menace. After activating some small bombs and taking out half the dinos, the survivors continue to jump on Mills and he shoots them one by one. Meanwhile, Koa's got her own problems, with flying dinos closing in. She tries to hide, but the earlier dinos find her. Just when all hope seems lost, Mills shows up and saves the day. But wait, one sneaky dino snatches Koa with its tail and drags her away. Mills springs into action, chasing them down and scaring off the dino with a well-placed shot. Now Koa's too frightened to continue, so Mills sits down, giving her some much-needed space. As darkness falls, Mills tries whistling like he used to for Naveen, hoping to soothe Koa's fears. The trick works, and Koa whistles back using her family's technique, agreeing to continue their journey. After much trekking, they find a cave to rest in for the night. Mills sets up sensors to alert them of any danger, and uses his scanner to check the sky, finally noticing a nearby meteorite. It's small, so he isn't worried. Koa reveals she's brought one of Naveen's tapes with her. Although Mills is initially upset, he plays the tape, finding comfort in hearing Naveen's voice. As Mills tries to sleep, memories of the day he learned Naveen had died in the hospital haunt him, and he breaks down in tears. Later that night, the sensors wake Mills, warning of danger. He finds a bug has crawled into Koa's mouth and quickly kills it, allowing her to cough up the remains. Just then, the sensors go haywire, and a massive dinosaur appears outside the cave. Mills fires a few shots and decides he needs to run. After grabbing Koa, he escapes through a small hole at the back of the cave. While they search for a way out, they don't realize a smaller dinosaur is stalking them. After a lot of walking and squeezing through tight spaces, they hit a dead end. Mills tries to dig through a small gap between rocks but makes little progress. Koa gets upset and insists they keep going for the sake of her family. Mills tries to tell her they're dead, but she doesn't understand. Suddenly, Mills gets an idea. He uses bombs to widen the hole for Koa to crawl through, handing her the rest of the explosives for safety. Koa makes it through and signals it's safe, but when Mills tries to follow, the hole collapses, cutting off contact with Koa. Desperate and furious, Mills hears the dinosaur approaching and races back to the previous cave. He uses his scanner to track the creature's movements. When the dinosaur lunges at Mills, he's ready, firing his gun. But the dino knocks the weapon from his grasp and bites his arm. Mills fights back, using his scanner to emit a high-pitched screech that disorients the creature. Seizing the opportunity, Mills grabs his gun and finishes off the dinosaur. Koa, now on her own, explores the forest and creates a makeshift weapon using a large bone, poisonous berries, and a leaf. Meanwhile, Mills escapes the cave and discovers a massive meteorite is hurtling towards the planet, threatening a catastrophic extinction event. Panicked, Mills searches for Koa, hearing her scream as a dinosaur closes in. Koa hides inside a tree trunk while Mills rushes to help her, but he stumbles and falls into quicksand. As he sinks, he calls out to Koa, who bravely faces the dinosaur by tossing bombs at it, killing the creature. With the danger gone, Koa helps Mills out of the quicksand, and they share a heartfelt hug. Mills quickly explains the meteorite situation to Koa, and they race against time to cover the last few miles of their journey. Later on, the duo finally makes it to the base of the mountain. Koa climbs up first, securing the rope to support Mills' weight as he follows. Together, they find the other half of the ship, and Mills confirms a rescue vessel is on its way. However, Koa's anger boils over when she discovers her family's destroyed cryotanks. Mills shares his heartache about losing his daughter Naveen, and vows not to let it happen again. Overcome with emotion, Koa hugs Mills as they share a tender moment. But there's no time for tears. Smaller meteorite fragments start raining down on Earth, forcing Mills and Koa to race to the emergency pod. Just as Mills is about to launch it, a meteorite strikes the ship, sending the pod tumbling down the mountain and knocking them both unconscious. As Koa wakes up, she frantically tries to launch the pod, but the computer says it's a no-go in its current position. Things get even crazier when a massive dinosaur shows up and starts attacking the pod. With the gun lying on the ground, Mills risks it all by leaving the pod to get the weapon, only to find that it's not working. As a second dino joins the fray, Mills manages to fix the gun while hiding behind a ship fragment. Surrounded and desperate, Koa uses the Naveen tape to create a hologram of Mills' daughter, tricking the beasts into attacking it. With tears in his eyes, Mills takes advantage of the distraction, taking down one dinosaur while the other continues to push the ship, trying to get to Koa. Mills wastes no time in dealing with the second creature, killing it, ensuring both he and Koa are safe. Just when it seems the coast is clear, the pod is in the right position to launch, but Mills is confronted by the dinosaur from the cave. It's back for round 2, and it's not going down without a fight. Mills leads the dino to the geysers, hoping a hot blast of water will do the trick, but it barely slows the beast down. Then, in the nick of time, Koa shows up and stabs it in the eye with the bone weapon she made earlier. The dinosaur stumbles onto another geyser, and this time, it's a direct hit to the stomach, finishing it off for good. With the threat eliminated, Mills and Koa make it back to the pod and blast off just in time as the meteorite crashes into Earth, ending the age of the dinosaurs. As the pod hurtles through space towards their rescue vessel, Mills closes his eyes and imagines being reunited with Naveen. Koa, sensing his pain, holds his hand, offering comfort as they journey together towards an uncertain future. Let me know down below how you feel about this recap, and as always, have a good day.